there are a lot of algorithms and methods and techniques out there that will take your basic pattern of movement or your basic pattern of power output during a ride, and using some fancy math, boil it down to other numbers. Personally, I don't find that they're all that helpful or useful, because they tend to correlate very, very well with something as simple as kilojoules. I tend to be someone who generally follows a principle called Occam's razor, which is that, you know, this basic idea that all things being equal, the simplest solution is usually the right one. And that's why, for me, I try not to make it more complicated than a few numbers. And I think that's, for a lot of people, maybe a bit off-putting, because they're buying this incredible piece of technology and they want to kind of milk it for a lot. Well, for me, the beauty in that sophistication or in that technology is accuracy, right? Give me one accurate number and we can do a whole lot more with that than a whole lot of metrics that might not be accurate. I really appreciate the fact that people have evolved the metric games and the analytical game with respect to power output and with respect to analysis. But outside of a couple of things like understanding the distribution of intensity, so how much time I'm spending in different zones, or the peak power output that I'm able to hold for a given time frame and how that looks over time, or even looking at metrics like how many times I might accelerate over a certain power output. I try to keep my analysis of power output fairly, very simple. For me, it's predicated on this idea that the real value in using power output as a training tool is not so much in the daily information that you get, but it's in the chronic information you get. It's in what that little bit of accurate information begins to look like over a long period of time. And once you start to understand those trends, in the same way you might even understand a stock market trend, which is basically just price and volume, which isn't too different than average power output and duration, you start to really understand the patterns that affect your own individual response to training, and which give you the insight to begin to improve your performance.